Hello and welcome to Jessi FIT Pilates, your home to get fit, toned, and flexible as you strengthen, stretch, and smile. We are on day 13, lucky 13 of my 21-day Pilates and core challenge. If it's your first time here, this challenge is how you get a fit and toned core. We're going to get stronger in our whole midsection. We're going to get into the habit of being on an exercise plan. We're going to be incorporating mobility, flexibility, Pilates, yoga, some weight training. So we're going to be strengthening and stretching, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I do to make you smile. If you've been following along, then make sure that you have a roller for today. Some of the exercises you can of course do without a roller, but if you've been tuning into my channel, the most viewed videos are all the ones with props. So I'm assuming that you guys like all these props, and I want to keep building on your prop library. I know that the mat and no equipment is obviously ideal for some situations, but I taught Pilates on the reformer for a long time, and these props really mimic the exercises that you would do in the reformer classes without taking up the time or the cost of a reformer, because they are quite expensive. We're actually going to start. So I have sticky socks on. I'm on a really flat mat today, so I can roll on it. If you could probably do this without the mat, maybe if you're on carpeting on a towel. We are going to start. This workout is to really fight computer posture. If you've been in the challenge, you know that today is a little bit more of a flow day. We usually do 2 hard days and then a day that's a little bit more easier and flow based. So we're rolling out the quads first. I'm on my elbows, and I'm just stretching and bending my elbows. My feet are apart right now, but if you take one foot over the other and you want to roll pretty slow, you don't want to go too fast, you'll send all the weight onto that one side. So even though computer posture, you tend to be a little bit forward, your quads get really, 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 really tight. Now I came up onto my hands just to intensify, but being down here might be a little bit easier on your shoulders. I've got all my weight on one side now, and I'm really just going slowly forward and back. I really feel this. See how I'm coming off the mat? A few more times. Really breathe deep. And I'm going to shift it over. It'll be my left to my other leg now. Slowly traveling forward and back along the length of the front of my thigh. Remember, you can always stay with both, feet apart and all the way. Right now I have all the way on my left side. So if you've been doing this challenge, there's been a lot of leg work, a lot of hip flexor work. So you might really be feeling this. I'm going to shift to my side. Right, remember on the other side I came up. Just to control how much intensity, right? Still going really slow. Coming back onto the elbows. Now, we want to shift over to the side of the thigh, right, the IT band. I'm going to stay on my hands, right, the sides of my hip. I have one foot crossed over, that foot's down. And that's helping me get the side. Because I have this foot down, there's less weight in my hands. And I'm going to flip onto my tummy, onto the other side, and I'm going to cross that top foot. Gotta roll it actually. Really slow, I really feel that. Oh. Slowly releasing the muscle. Great. Now we're going to release the upper body. So I'm going to flip this way, and I'm going to sit on it. And we're not going to roll the upper body necessarily. I'm going to just have you lay down. And I want you can round and arch a little bit. Now, the more limbs you take off, the harder it gets. So just try to keep it in mind with the roller. Nice neutral spine here. Arms are at my sides for right now. Now find that neutral, press into your feet. See if you can reach the arms up, right? So we've got to really stabilize. And we're going right into some arm circles. Really push into your feet. And you'll really feel it, right? I'm really letting my head be heavy. Now, if that's too hard, you can always do it one arm at a time. Right, and then you can kind of alternate. But I'm going right for both. Now hold it, and I'm going to have you split it. And I just want you to keep your palms and your wrists, rather. Palms are going to be up, palms are up. And you're just reaching out, holding it for a stretch. Now bring it on in and just bring your arms down. Abs are in tight. And I'm just going to have you lift your legs. And do a few little toe taps. And you'll see that if you push into your hands, it'll help to stabilize you. If you were to take your hands up, you'd probably go down. For today, it's supposed to be a little bit more of a recovery workout, right? Just keep that neutral spine. Keep the roller as still as you can. I'm really squeezing my belly. 4, 3, 2. That was just open for a second. And you want to just bring the knees in a few times just to let the hips release. Maybe you can do them both at the same time. Squeezing the knees together. And I do want to take us into a little bit of some single leg work. So I have my arms at my sides and I'm going to reach the one leg forward. So it's my right leg, but it might be your left leg. And I'm just going to take it up and down a few times. Now, behind the scenes, your other foot and your hands have to be working. And I'm working hard to stay in that neutral back. Hold it there, stretch and bend that leg. Try not to move the knee. The knee is going to stay right above the hip. So it's not dropping, it's not doing that, it's doing this. Right? Now think about lengthening through the back of that leg. For 3, 2, 1. Just hold, bring it on down. Right, you'll really feel that through the front of your hip. But that's why I want to roll out the quads. If you've been sitting at a desk a lot, it's really important just to get a little bit of neutral position. So much is going on here. The shoulders are reaching out. The abs are pulling in. Switching legs. Now, press your bottom foot down. Extend the leg. And first, we just did those raises. Now I really feel this in the back of that leg, and it's challenging for me to stay still, draw my abs in, and just raise that leg down and up. 4 more here. I'm reaching long through my spine, my tail, and my opposite foot. My neck is long. And then finally, we're going to hold it. Now remember, it's not pressing. We want to extend and bend. We want to get this behind the leg, right? Back of the thigh. I'm flexing through my foot. My hips are heavy. My bottom leg is working. My chest is open. Give me 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just hold it there for a few seconds. Draw your belly muscles and keep that chest lifted. And then let's go ahead and take that leg down. Let's just do a few more arm circles here. Push it to both feet. And now hold your hands forward and just give me a little crunch. Down, around, crunch, down, around. Now you can always take your hands behind the nape of your neck. Let's hold it up. Little pulses, pulses, pulses. For 4, keep that chest open. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to slide off carefully. And I'm going to stand and I'm going to bring the roller today underneath my hands. If you want to bend your mat, right, if you don't like being on your knees, you can just double up the mat a little bit. And now I want you to stabilize the roller, so try not to move it. Hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width. Let's just do a few cat-cows here. Breathe in and out. Now hold your spine in a neutral position, right? So my tail is reaching back. Line your shoulders up and just lift and lower your knees, right? I'm flexing my toes. Not so easy on the roller. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm gonna hold and just come out to a plank. Pause for a few seconds, draw my belly muscles in. Really reach long through my spine. I'm going to activate my quads. I'm going to lift my belly. 10 more seconds here. Abs in tight. 3, 2, 1. So now I'm going to play with the other direction. And I'm actually going to roll the mat up one more time just to kind of get it out of the way. And I'm going to slide my knees on a padded spot, and I'm going to take it to my elbows, and I'm going to plant my elbows down, and I'm going to draw my shoulders off my ears and draw my belly muscles in. So I'm going to come to an elbow plank by reaching out, and we're like rolling the shins out. I'm really keeping my shoulders over my elbows. I'm drawing my abs in super tight, and I'm keeping my upper body really neutral. Now, from there, let's just put a foot forward. And if you want to just come into a little bit of a lunge position. So I'm in that same position. So the roller's on, it'll be your left if you're mirroring me, it's my right. Front foot's forward, and then front knee is bending, and we're just rolling through, mobilizing that hip. Now come back to that neutral spine. I'm shifting most of my weight into that front foot. I'm tenting my hands. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Right? And we're just gonna hold it there for a deeper stretch, reaching that hip back, opening through the front of my chest before I bring it in. And I'm just gonna change it, pretty simple for today. Bring the front foot forward. Shift your weight into the front foot. The heel is down, knee is over that foot. Then lift the back knee by bringing more weight into that front leg. And then you can extend and bend that back leg. Right, and then I can start to shift more and more weight into that front foot. I'm being really careful with the foot. Weight's distributed evenly, the knee is right over, and I'm just rolling out that quad for 5, or that shin really, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, I'm gonna just take it back and just hang out in that little split position for a second. Breathing in and out. Now I'm going to flip over. Notice my mat, it's big enough right to just about cover my hips. And I'm going to bring my upper back onto it. And I'm going to take my hands behind the nape of my neck. I've got them interlaced today, and I'm going to open my elbows wide, my feet are hip distance apart. And I'm going to start to roll my upper back. Notice I'm lifting my hips by pressing into my feet. If you keep it down, you'll still feel it's just less intense, there's more mobility. And I'm just focusing on the back of my shoulders today. right, we'll come back to this in just a second. Pause. Now, give yourself a hug. Lift up and then focus on just one shoulder. So the bottom arm is the arm I'm focusing on. I'm just going back and forth. You can always take a hand here. Really just opening any knots. Right, if you feel a spot that's got a little more tension, right, and then switching sides. So my left is on the bottom, and now I'm shifting my weight towards that left shoulder and just really slowly. For me, there's a little spot. You can always take the hand here. And then I'm sitting back down, right? I'm going to bring this in a little bit more because I want my butt on the mat. And I'm just going to lift and lower. My hips slightly and just really roll out through the rest of my back. Then I'm going to set my hips down. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to rotate to one side and then the other. I'm going to try to keep my feet and my hips still. Now I'm going to stay rotated to one side, try to square back off, and then little crunches, little side crunches, just 8, 7, really try to use your core, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to rotate to the other side, a few little crunches, 7, keep drawing your abs in, stabilizing your hips down, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to reach my legs forward, I'm going to reach my hands forward, I'm going to come on off. And I'm going to come on up and turn around. One more thing. Place your heels on the roller. Count the roller right at your hips. And just lift and lower your hips a few times as you stabilize that roller. Arms are down at your sides. Now maybe you can do a few just out and in. I'm keeping my heels down. I'm really not moving it very far for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now push the roller away. You can have the knees bent a little bit. I'm going to heavy my legs down. Reach the hands forward and roll on up. A few more like that. Just keep heavying the legs into the roller. You can bend the knees a little. Drawing those abs in. And just doing a few Pilates style roll-ups. And then once you're there, just maybe add a little bit of buoyancy and use that roller to give yourself an extra stretch. Last thing before we go, make sure that you are doubled up on your mat or you're in a spot that is going to be safe. We're going to do a few of the thigh stretch. I want you to start with your hands on your hips, abs are in, and just try stretching back, but really keeping the front of your thighs open. And in Pilates on the reformer, we did an exercise called a thigh stretch with the straps. We're going to do it today with the roller. Really squeeze your hips, stretch back, get the stretch in your thighs. Keep the abs in super tight. And then maybe you can add a little bit of a twist. Center, it's really slight. Reach. Make sure those abs are pulled in tight. Make sure those glutes are really working. Come back to center for 4, 3, right, really focusing on the front of the thighs getting a stretch as opposed to how far back I go. Now hold it down in the center and just get a final stretch. Taking one hand back, reaching to that same foot. And you did it, guys. Another day, another workout. This was day 13 of my 21-day core challenge on Jessi FIT Pilates. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will link all of the website below if you want to see. On the website, there's going to be all kinds of extra content, extra motivational help to get you through. Remember, this 21-day challenge is to get your core stronger, to get you feeling great, and to get you off of the chair and into a Pilates and fitness routine. Thank you for tuning in. This is Jessi FIT Pilates, your home to strengthen, stretch, and smile.